Pagan Map Season 1's ending was fucking shit. It was so boring that God shot a meteor down from the sky and all the continents got destroyed, which led thousands to escape and find 2, maybe 3 new islands and call them the Pagan Isles. And so begins Pagan Map Season 2.
Ciężkie czasy legionera, raz, dwa, trzy. Los go gnębi jak cholera, raz, dwa, trzy. Robić dużo, a jeść mało, maszerować jak przystało, raz, dwa, trzy.
So after Season 1 ended, everyone was eager to have a Season 2, obviously. And me, Commander Brito-Ruskie-Ski, I saw the potential in it and I gathered the local Asians, Carvation and Reeniest, to build a new, perfect server. Because a certain someone deleted the Season 1 server. No, not this time. We are not bullying Trooper. Trooper is the greatest man on the planet. Anyway, after Trooper deleted the history of Season 1, the server became Pagan World, a community that is now a core part of the CPL Discord community that you should join right now! Got him! It holds the histories of all 4 current seasons, and so the server was left alone, with the brand new server being built up. Gary Yang would eventually create a new map, and Season 2 was close to being ready. All that was left was a brand new set of rules, and someone to enforce them, and that is where I, Commander Brito-Ruskie-Ski, come in, where I decided I would be the world's United Nations, and unlike the real UN, I would actually enforce shit to reduce toxicity and make the map more manageable. You hear that, Security Council?
Fuck you!
Now, did I succeed? Let's begin the history. So let's talk about the 3 major continents first of all. There is Pangea, the biggest, which is also majority desert, but has some insane, overpowered grasslands that would make any nation that controls them world superpowers. This is where all the big nations formed. Then there is Ourtube, the second biggest, and held, kind of secondary powers and also some of the more major ones. It's a fine continent, but also didn't have many border changes for its entire history. Now Panovicia, it's useless, just like the person it was named after. Now how about we talk about the main characters of this season, the nations. There is Yuri's nation, which ended up being a major key player, comrades, with Littenland. Useless. Then we have United Trooperia, a country that owned the most important straits on the map and being on 2 continents, the only transcontinental country. Karjalangti, the kindest nation, and donated billions to charity, comrades, really nice warm heart. The Greylands, the kind of the second host of Pagan Map, Gary Yang, and he was a worldwide liked nation. We would see Dogeland, who went from the winner of Season 1 to the fucking shittest nation. Embarrassment. Then we have Von Bureau, who spent 2 months fixing his PC. Bruda. Pagan Map's most surprising nation by far, being a newcomer, but becoming probably the most important player of the season. Zemistan, just desert, comrades, this is 100% Arab, even if the people are not Arab. Now comrades, we have Maroska, aka Merivania, with a more stable home life, comrades, no abuse, no child neglect. And Barat, which holds the greatest curry in town. Now which of these nations will survive, and which ones will reach a gruesome, absolutely shitty end? Well, let's find out after the short interview with Gary Yang. Hello, comrade!
Hello, Commander.
So, Gary, I have a couple of questions about Season 2 that I need your answers to.
Okay.
So, comrade, a bit of a, weird question, but how was creating the map in general, comrades? Was it difficult? Was it easy, comrade?
Pretty stable, even though People talk in roleplay instead of the general 80% of the time. I like rice.
Now, Gary, what was your favorite moment from the season, comrades? Which part of the season really made you go, wow?
Finland dude and Japish falling apart.
That's some good shit, comrades. But I got a bit more of an interesting question, comrades. How was it when the UN got kicked out, comrades, and there was no rules on the server?
Totally unexpected. I thought I was no longer with European Union.
Now, for the final question, I wanted to ask, what do you think of Season 2 as a whole?
It was fine, everyone tried their best, but instead of wars, they wanted to survive.
As the map begins, many nations start to spawn, like Reeniest, Karj, Unnamed, and Japistan, which are the first to appear. Soon Trooper, Lucasia appear, and Trooper takes the canal because he is fucking gay. No! We are not doing this time. Trooper is great, comrade. Pray the happy Trooper meme.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Lindenland and Maroslav form and start doing stuff.
I got an idea.
Now Brother forms, being a new player who will be important later on, and everyone is expanding like this, and Lake Chat forms because of bullshit, plot points, and also Gary was bored, I think. Now Greyland forms, being the only nation on all three continents, and renames the useless continent of Panovicia to Iceland. Very original, Gary, I must say, comrade. Where did you think of that shit? Now Japistan and now Zaporozhye and falls into a grueling civil war. I will just let you watch. Those fucking monsters! Now Unnamed becomes Zemistan. I don't know how the fuck people lived without a name. Like, what the fuck did you call it? Where do you live? Wow, that's a great place. Like, fuck off, Zemistan. Now people would expand more, and UT builds a huge tunnel to connect the two halves of the continent. Well done, Trooper. Good man.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Now Zaporozhye decides to annex Adolfusburg, aka the area above Zaporozhye. What the fuck? Emperortigerstar annexes some areas in Pagania, and Brother decides to expand as well. Now Deutschland, the winner of Pagan Map Season 1 forms and looks like a fucking snake. What the fall from grace, comrades, I am very disappointed. One bureau is formed, and his PC is deformed with arthritis, disabilities like Down syndrome, autism, and Alzheimer's. Zaporozhye also falls apart and gets taken by Lucasia because God is not around to take his country. If you know, you know. The rest of the land on the map is taken by people. Barat becomes independent. Once again, Japish is swinging back and forth. Make up your fucking mind. Greyland receives a small port over here, and now Maroska claims Adolfusburg, which causes huge drama with Barat, and a UN border war is created to stop the conflict. Tensions are high and Roskans are protesting. Japish's curry is getting out of hand.
Shut up then!
And it looks like a war is on the horizon. Suddenly, water laws! Woo! Oh yeah, and also a civil war in Karj and Zemistan. So watch that shit right now. Now, apart from some people, Maroska and Barat, the map was quite peaceful and getting along. New tech was founded and friendships made. And then the annexing rules came into effect. And everything went to shit. So new rules. If you were inactive for too long, you would get carved by your neighbors. And sometimes this happened to active people too. I wonder who. Deutschland was quickly annexed by everyone, ending his short, miserable life. Kinda like a dog getting put down. Now Lucasia was also inactive, so Japish made him an offer. Hey boy, how about you join me cause you're gay? And so Lucasia joined him, because he's gay.
If I see you wearing a durag, I will transform you, my Punjabi powers.
Cuz, what are you doing?
Punjabi power! What is your name, my buddy?
My name is nigga
Bharat is now big climate event. The north becomes super dry while the south becomes super wet. That is not a euphemism for anything, do not worry. Now this would mean low food production and less money in northern nations, but also big floods in the south, which would also destroy farms. Do you know what time it is now? Now the bureau government collapses and he gets carved and is now just a little tiny strip of land and his PC is still not fixed, so I will update you on that later. Hey, guess what's gonna happen next? Littenland is Wow, comrades, this is some great gameplay right here, isn't it? Now Yuri and Karj, they make an agreement over land and Yuri no longer has ownership of Littenland. And now for some trolling. Karj and Gare argue over land and Karj is trolling Gare, but Gare being Asian and not knowing anything about humor. Now everything settles down, but the greyish public is like, nah bitch, what the fuck? And UT and Bharat are also worried by Karj's expansion. They convince Zemistan that Karj is a threat and the UN fails to ease tensions. I know, I failed, wow. Because everyone was saying a different story. This was so bullshit. So Gara and Japish leave the UN for the first time, mind you, and form IPOFTW. Eventually Yuri, Brada and Trooper and Reen all join and it's a big old party, comrades, so much partying. And now, not just a Carvation, but our first example of a gang war, which we will explain more in the next chapter. Now IPOFTW invades Karj while he was offline, breaking a holy rule of Pagan Map. You might think, oh my god, the UN, they must have stopped this, right? No, I did not. No, I did not stop it. Because they told me that he stole Gary's land offline, so I was like, yeah, fucking go. If he attacks offline, you attack offline. There was one problem. Karj never took Gary's land. So there was no resistance from Karj, and he was carved. Here you go, watch the war. We would see Bharat gain Littenland, with Yuri and UT gaining shit tons of land in Ourtube. Reen and Brada gain tons of land in the south, both getting southern coastlines, making them both much stronger. And a UN demilitarized zone was made, making sure Karj would no longer expand. Racism! That's what I call this shit, comrades. How are you letting the Finnish man get so much bullshit? Oh wait, it's the 1800s. I guess that's fine then. Also, Bureau's PC is so shit that he becomes UN land. And now the period of Carvation and annexation ends, and finally some more interesting shit happen, because we haven't had a single good war so far, comrades. It's all been shit. Okay, so you might have noticed I've been very harsh on Season 2, despite Season 1 being the definition of anarchism.
Amen.
It's because season 2 is boring. Okay, now let me explain this. So right now about 5 countries have lost shit tons of land or are completely vanished. But guess what? We've only had 1 war this whole season that's not a civil war. How about 5 people died and only 1 war? And even the Carj war was a gang war. There was no gameplay. Carj wasn't even online for the gang war. It was just people invading him. Compare this to season 1 or season 3, even Pagan Inc., where wars are more equal and in general more interesting. Even though season 1 was biased as fuck and Gary is Chinese.
As he's yanked. Come on. And then dragged off a United jet by law enforcement.
You are Chinese. This is what drags season 2 down in my opinion and what makes it just really annoying. Now I will say, in the moment the season was very fun, it was great, you know, it was active every single day. However, obviously looking back on it, it's, you know, I am not playing it right now. All we have left of season 2 is the lore, and the lore is fucking shit. Now, you've seen me notice that I've been shitting on gang wars a lot as well. Now, let me explain that they ruined the point of wars. And you will see later in the video when more gang wars happen, you know, 90% of the time, it's just a 1v9, comrades. Now this made war just an adrenaline event where everyone was like, yeah, let's kill him. You know, so it was fun in the moment because, you know, everyone just got to be fucking dickheads. But like, in looking back, it was shit. Now, why didn't the UN combat this? Well, at first it didn't seem like a problem because everyone was enjoying themselves. No one hated gang wars at the time. We didn't realize it was shitty lore. And also I was fucking retarded. This was my first time running a season and we fixed it very quickly in season 2. So yeah, this is why I think season 2 was one of the worst seasons. And at least season 1 acknowledged it was anarchy. Anyway, the rant's over. Let's continue the story. And now, all of a sudden, a Trupperian area in Ourtube with a Karelo-Turkish majority decides to declare independence. Now, this country, it was very controversial due to the nation selling meth to the Karelo-Turkish mafia as well as rebels and terrorists in Zemistan. What the fuck is this? Now, this nation has a bigger meaning behind it, but this will be explained later, so comment down below your theories, I guess. When Barat dies of a stroke or of ligma, I don't really know, or maybe Ebola, you never know, comrades. And he gives his land to Mary, Brada and Reen. So you can see the land, it's quite nicely spread out. And each of these 3 countries becomes very strong, and it looks like they might be the leaders of season 2. Then suddenly, we see the biggest retard. Zemistan! Woo! Comrades, he gave all of his land from Barat to Brada for just a couple little pretty shillings. What the fuck? Why? Why would you do that? Now, unexpectedly, this made Brada, a new player, a fucking powerhouse, and he was on track to being Pagan Map's strongest nation of all time, even stronger than Premi at his peak. He was a new player. Reen, you little fucking Guju idiot. Sorry, comrades, sorry. And eventually, the Karelo Turks joined Karj, and eventually the UN got pissed, and this created a new rule for Pagan Map, making it illegal for countries to join and just randomly unite with countries, meaning it was illegal for the Karelo Turkish Republic to join with Karj. Basically, to explain it to you, this friend, Karj Bort, basically just joined Karj so Karj could gain his former lands back. Honestly, a smart and inventive idea, but we all saw through it, comrades. Your Finnish little hands cannot get much further. Zemistan continues making me lose brain cells and sells more of his land to Karj, and now has some skinny legs. And now a civil war begins, and hopefully a new government, which will stop Zemistan from being retarded. However, the old leader just stayed, which is so sad. Now, Brada and Zemistan make an agreement, so Brada can connect both of his lands, making Reen lose his northern coastline. Reen, why? Well, Reen does get some nice land in return, though, so this is kind of good, but it's mostly a win for Brada, comrades. Now, please, Zemistan, civil war. Psst, 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 psst. Zemishtan Civil War. Yes! Zemishtan Civil War. The Greens rebel and they take the mainland. And eventually 4 factions fight, and I cannot be asked to explain it to you, comrades, so I will let you watch the rise of Zemishka.
Majka, našu Bosnu čuvamo. Pjevaj Bosno, dušmani nek znaju da se lako ne damo. Pjevaj Bosno, dušmani nek znaju da se lako ne damo.
Now eventually, once Zemishka wins, they declare war on Greyland to show glory and strength, and this brings in Brother to join, who wants the old government back, and later a nuke is launched at Brother, and then Yuri joins, and what the fuck is happening? New Von Bureau is given independence, and let me check, is his PC good? No, it's still shit. Now, Greyland accuses Zemishtan of killing his prime minister, which causes huge tensions, which eventually leads to nothing, because Greyland grants independence to the Neek Empire, which gains independence, and also Zemishtan buys more land from Brother. Also, Gary invades Neek because he was being Neek, so yeah, that is the fall of the Neek Empire. Basically, Gary said, fuck Neek for being Neek, and Neeked his country, by making Neek part of Greyland and not Neek. And also the Second Zemish Republic. And also civil war in Marovska. Oh, here it begins. We would see Brada building dino parks. Parks where culture from all countries of Pagan Map would be brought together and experienced, making citizens of Pagan Map go all together and seeing other cultures. This was widely popular and almost every nation had it, along with Brada building embassies. The story brought peace and unity to Pagan Map and established Brada's superiority as the superpower of the season. This would be until Paloro declares independence. No, comrades, if you know Paloro nowadays, you would know, you know. But anyway, forget about it. This causes a huge war with UT, and now UT has caused quite a lot of war crimes and genocides. But you know what? The Palorans, they deserved it. So good guy, trooper.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
I will allow you to watch this war where Brother, Zemishtan and Gary all joined back, and Trooper, well, he got a little fucked. Now, despite Trooper and Paloro having peace, Karjalandhti, as well as Urilis and Brada, were pissed at Trooperian war crimes, and basically decided, you know what, let's fucking invade, we need to save Finnish prisoners. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know what the fuck that happened with the Finnish prisoners, but shut the fuck up. And they all invaded, but let's be honest, they just wanted land. Gagvor! And guess what? Trooper loses instantly and leaves the server and creates his own map, which is absolutely shit. I mean, it's good. It's good shit. Good guy, Trooper.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
I will allow you to watch the war. Now the UN would take control of Trooperian land, as no one really deserved the straits and no one could agree who got them. However, out of nowhere Reen appears, where Trooper once was, and we would also see Slavic Republic declare independence from Marovska. Both of these were quite peaceful and would bring, new people to Pagan Map. Eventually, due to inactivity, Marovska was carved by its neighbors, which would be very sad shit, comrades. Marovska was definitely my favorite country. Wink wink, you know. Now Brada would give land to Paloro and Reen in exchange for ports, and the map continued being peaceful. Oh, and you know where this goes. If any of you know Pagan Map history, you would know what happens next. Reen is back. Japish would beg for a union with Brother, and now due to season 1 ending for really shit unions were banned. However, I allowed it, mainly due to the fact that Brother wasn't gaining any land. In fact, he would be losing land from the union, so I thought he would give no one an advantage and it should be allowed. Brother gave Bharat autonomy, forming the BBC. Now you might think, Commander, nothing's happening. What do you mean this is fucked? Comrades, well, the timeline gets fucked. Comrades, this is one of the saddest things that's ever happened in Pagan Map. Without Brother knowing, Japish starts a civil war in Brother's country, and well, Brother wins the civil war. This makes Brother angry and Japish is stripped of most of his autonomy, which makes Bharat pissed.
To understand me, listen, I know where you live, I know your number, and I know your name.
Then Bharat reveals the biggest shock of the century, with Yuri and Brother planning to essentially carve the map out for themselves and become the 2 winners of the map. With that being found out, everyone invades Brother. What? Brother surrenders instantly and leaves the server. Yuri would betray Brother and invade him as well. And well, this was such a shitty time on the map, comrades. We just saw Brother get destroyed in like 4 seconds. Now, this invasion was retarded. Now let me explain exactly why. Japish broke every single rule, and this is what makes Bharat/Japistan one of just the shittest countries. Number 1, Japish rebelled, even though rebellions were not allowed, as everyone was supposed to have just 1 life. So Japish broke that rule right away. Japish also showed private DMs, which is a sacred Pagan Map rule that got broken. And also Japish started the civil war in Brother without permission, which was a rule Brother gave him. Everything was fucked, every rule was broken, and this was just absolute shit, comrades. But a new disaster would arrive. And oh my god, comrades, Chapter 8, it is a little fucked. Now, after hearing about how unfairly Brother was treated, Greyland and Zemishtan decide to plot against Japistan. Now, Slavic was inactive, so Japish made an offer. Hey boy, how about you join me cause you gay? And well, obviously Slavic joined him. Now even Yuri was uncomfortable, and Zemishtan, Brother and Greyland formed a plan to bring Brother back and make Japistan fall. So in comes the country of Hijan, which declares independence, while Japish was offline. And Japish said it was unfair, because you know, imagine declaring independence offline. Japish invades it and Hijan is gone in 1 second. Now the UN, me, I said Hijan was fair and should have stayed. But then here happens the most brain-dead argument in Pagan Map history. Japish was just saying that I'm bullshit and was arguing that saying map would be better without a moderator, the UN, and saying the UN should leave. And a bunch of brain-dead people decided to start spamming me, and eventually I could not be fucked because it was 4 AM and I had 4 people attacking me, so I just left. And I left them with this message, saying that I don't think the season will even last a week. And no one listened to me. So soon the season gets ruined and unions form, aka Urland, through Perrier Rhyme, and now Japistan was trying to become the new UN. It was fucking shit. This is one of the worst and most annoying things that ever happened. So absolute bullshit, comrades. The UN was now gone. Now everyone has had enough of the tyranny, and Japistan is invaded, surrenders instantly, and has a good little cry. Yeah, that's what you get for fucking getting rid of the UN. But once again, this would be another gang war and the season would not improve. Paloro would join Urland and Urolo land is born. The Dino state is born from Bharat and Trooper gains more land. Now Karj would see that only 5 nations were left and asked Zemishtan, Trooper and Dino to form a union, because keep in mind, Japish may be gone, but the UN has still not come back. Now Dino accepts and they become Karelo Dino, comrades. And now for the finale. Karya Dino plans to attack Urololand with Trooperia Rhyme, and they talk in secret. However, Trooper snitches and tells Urololand about the plan. This gives Urololand the upper hand, and so begins the nuclear war, all because of good guy Trooper.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
So I will play this meme so you understand what's happening. Now just a quick side note, during the war when Karj got betrayed, he started spamming this image. It was great, that's all I wanted to mention. This image is beautiful, comrades. Soon, every son of a bitch was firing nukes, comrades. Your mother was firing nukes, and no one knows who won. The map was destroyed, and only a select number of people managed to escape to find new lands. The map would all become rubble and just grey, and the only thing that survived was Von Bureau's PC, but it still does not work. So as we can see, the complete opposite of season 1, with a fucking crazy season, ending with a crazy ass ending, comrades. What the fuck was this finale? I am shocked.
Zvornik Tuzla Kalesija, devetak I seljak, svaki borac veseljak.
So yes, despite all of the shit happening, Pagan Map Season 2 would once again end with no winner. And we would soon have to move on to Season 3. So who won Pagan Map Season 2? Well, the 4 finalists were Urololand, Karya Dino, Trooperia Rhyme and Zemishtan. And since obviously because of the nuclear war, nobody won, so we can only really speculate about this. Let's look at the statistics and see who statistically won. So technically the strongest was Urololand / Dino Karya, depending on how you count it, because Dino Karya had way better land and also was bigger. But Urololand had a better military. Zemishtan was the only country to not be in the nuclear war, so technically he didn't lose, but died of nuclear waste. So I guess you could say Zemishtan won. And yeah, sorry, but there's no reality where Trooperia Rhyme wins. They definitely did not win. But to be honest, unlike Season 1, I really can't even speculate a winner, because all of the countries were in unions. Rather than 5 people, there was actually 8 people in the finals, which was just so bullshit, and you know, you really can't think of anything. Now, if I had to pick a winner, I would pick either Zemishtan or Urilis. Mainly because they are 2 of the strongest countries, and they also made it through the whole season without being carved. And that would be it for Pagan Map Season 2. I hope you all enjoyed this video, comrades. I worked on it quite hard, and well, the legacy of Pagan Map Season 2 will really live on for a while, comrades, because it is seen as simultaneously one of the funnest seasons, however also as one of the shittest seasons. I mean, shit like the gang wars meant basically no one could be strong on the map. Countries like Brother fell instantly despite being the strongest by far. And also on the other hand, it did allow us to improve Season 3, and Season 3 would go to become the best season of Pagan Map ever. So maybe season 2 failing, it let us learn, and we managed to create something far better. Now, do you know what would be really better? If you left a like on this video, you subscribed, comrades, and you made sure to let communism strike again.